you very much. While we are still standing, as our culture, we put God first. I welcome a volunteer to come and lead the opening prayer. Thank you for making it.
Let's humble ourselves for a word of prayer. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Father, we thank you for this moment. We thank you for this afternoon. We pray, Lord, that as we begin this function, may you bless us. May you give us the energy to keep going. And we pray for good weather, that we shall end this function well. We pray for those ones that are coming. Father, may you quicken their steps and grant them journey mercies as they come. We pray all this through Christ our Lord. Amen. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit.
Thank you very much. We can take our seats. Our dear Vice Chancellor, Professor Pauline Byachika-Chibwika, the Dean, Faculty of Medicine, our esteemed academic staff, the administrators present here, our dear students, ladies and gentlemen, you're very welcome to this important mark in the life of MUST. To you as the students, the Faculty of Medicine, this is an important milestone as you start your medical journey. Our program is not long. Today we know it is the white coat ceremony. But what is the white coat ceremony? We will hear the significance of the ceremony, and we know there's oath taking. We will get to know the significance of taking an oath. What does it mean? Does it bind me in any way? Then we will listen to our Dean address us, who will invite the VC, and after our Vice Chancellor addresses us, the Dean will lead the oath-taking and the quoting. And we will take photos and enjoy refreshments as we end this afternoon's event. Oh, that's for the refreshments or the oath-taking? Both. I like that. When you think about the white coat ceremony and someone who is supposed to talk about it, you can't think of a better person than a professor who, in 2017, led the first white coat ceremony in Uganda and East Africa, and it happened right here at MUST. The same professor led the curriculum development and coordinated the program of the Master of Pharmacy in Clinical Pharmacy, and we have so far had 6 cohorts of graduates. Without taking more time, I now welcome Professor Robert Mkong. Thank you so much for being part of MUST, and you're welcome to tell us the significance of the white coat ceremony.
Thank you very much, Sheila, our moderator for today. I always like to begin my submission by a pronouncement that says, because no man is supposed to die with a lie on their lips, I would like you to join me in calling on the celestial, the creator of heaven and earth, the providential, to come down and bless me so that by the end of my submission, we should be able to go home with a message that we shall carry in our hearts. the Vice Chancellor of Mbarara University of Science and Technology, Professor Pauline Biachika, the very soft-spoken and pensive Dean of the Faculty of Medicine, Professor Joseph Ngonzi, learned colleagues, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, and more importantly, all of you students who are here today and will be stepping on the sands of knowledge. 7 years ago, on October 18, 2018, we gathered in this very arena, not merely for an event, but to plant a seed. We stood with a pioneering group of 25 students, which was the first cohort of the Master of Pharmacy in Clinical Pharmacy program. On that day, the tradition of the white coat ceremony was born at Mbarara University of Science and Technology. Today, we witness how the seed has grown so magnificently. What began as a single pioneering program has blossomed into a cherished tradition that transcends the entire Faculty of Medicine. It is my profound joy to see this ceremony unite the future healers of medicine, pharmacy, nursing, physiotherapy, pharmaceutical sciences, medical lab sciences, and of course, our foundational Master of Clinical Pharmacy program. The seed that was planted right here has carried this tradition that is echoed far beyond the hills of Mbarara to other universities, not just in Uganda, but across East Africa. Now we have embraced this powerful rite of passage. This is a testament to the role that mosque plays, not just as a university, but as a leader and an innovator in African medical education. Madam VC, dear colleagues, distinguished guests, dear students, ladies and gentlemen, there are more people alive today than there have ever died in the history of human existence. While we have about 64 million people that die every year, 64 million people die every year, there are about 132 million people that are born every year. Do we all know that hearing is the final sense that leaves the body after we die? There is evidence that shows that for hours or days after someone dies, they can still be aware of the sounds and the voices around them. This explains why it's a big and long-standing tradition and practice among hospice workers, morticians, and pathologists to speak to the dead while they respect and their memories when they are working on them. It is a powerful reminder that in the immediate hours of dying, our words still matter. Speaking kindly, playing a loved one's favorite music, or simply sharing a final loving memory at their funeral can be a profound act of grace, offering comfort and peace as their spirit travels beyond. The clinical coat was once in black color, symbolizing the respect for the dead and reflecting their fierce battle that the human beings usually have to face with death. The color, however, changed to the white in the late 19th century with the new belief that medicine must be clean, it must be scientific, and transparent. Hence, the white coat was adopted as the new standard, an emblem of purity and a promise of hope for the sick people that we take care of. Dr. Arnold Gold, who was at one time my professor at the University of Minnesota, was a professor of neurology at Columbia University in New York City, USA. He is popularly called the father of the white coat ceremony in the whole wide world. In 1993, he recommended that students wear their white coats at all times on campus. The reason being that he noticed that they were inappropriately dressed at all times. He viewed that behavior as a decline in professionalism and an insult on the noble profession of the practice of medicine. Thus, the white coat ceremony was born. And for the same reason and by the same token of interpretation, when I came to Mbarara University of Science and Technology, I could not fathom the fact that students were dressing in very indecent attires and parading themselves all across campus through to the gates of the hospital, therefore bringing the reputation of the practice of medicine and medical sciences to disregard and disrepute. As we speak, Madam Vice Chancellor, the Master of Pharmacy and Clinical Pharmacy program is the only program that is observing this practice of professional dressing across the Faculty of Medicine. They are always dressed at all times when they are on campus in their scrubs and in their white coats, with no exception. As the father of the clinical pharmacy white coat in Uganda, I want to crave your indulgence as the Faculty of Medicine to take the same step so that every student from every program would be dressed up professionally at all times that they are on campus, distinguishing themselves by their colors. That is my prayer today. My dear students, during your next many years here at Mbarara University, you will meet people with different portfolios. People that would see white and they would say it's black. People that were there and they would tell you they were not there. But remember, one of my favorite inspiration comes from the one-time Bishop Abel Muzerewa, who was a Zimbabwean bishop and politician who served as the first Prime Minister of Rhodesia, the current Zimbabwe. He used to say, people may be unreasonable and self-centered, you have to love them anyway. The good you do today will be forgotten tomorrow. Do good anyway. When you are successful, you will attract false friends and true enemies, but succeed anyway. Honesty will make you vulnerable. Be honest anyway. What you spend years building may be destroyed overnight, but build anyway. People really need help and may attack you when you help them. Help the people anyway. And finally, give the world the best that you have and you'll get kicked back in the face. Don't give up. Give the world the best that you have anywhere. That is my mentor, Bishop Albert Muzerewa. So what does the white coat that you are going to receive today truly mean? It is a uniform, but I want to say it's not a uniform for fighting a war. It's for peace, bringing peace to the bodies in pain and the minds in distress. As you prepare to be coated today, I urge you to feel the weight of the coat, the weight of expectation from families who have sacrificed so much for you, from your lecturers who will be sacrificing so much to impart the knowledge into you, and from the communities that desperately need your help. The color white demands honesty and moral rectitude. It may one day bear the stain of blood or the stain of tears, but it must never bear the stain of dishonesty, indifference, or the stain of corruption. That's my prayer. Let this white coat be a constant reminder of the oath that you will take today. When you see the brightness of your coat, always remember your duty to be the light in the darkness in moments that some people don't have hope in life. Think about how you can give back to your communities and how you can make the difference in the world. I urge you, dear students, to remember the words of our ancestors. If you think you are too small to make a difference, then you haven't spent a night with a mosquito in the same room. There is yet another African proverb that teaches us, and it says, the child who is not embraced in the village by the elders of the village would burn it down to feel its warmth. So, dear students, you are now being embraced by the greatest village of all, the village of healers. You are being entrusted with the warmth of our community, your duty to generate warmth and not to burn, to build and not to break. As I conclude, I would like you to become African leaders. Africa needs you more than ever before. Not as learners of theories, but as inventors. True intellectual courage is not in quoting Einstein. It is becoming an Einstein in Africa itself. Therefore, each paper that you will be submitting this semester should be the beginning of a product. In the same way that Mark Zuckerberg invented Facebook from a classroom project. Finally, the path ahead would be demanding. You will meet challenges and people who will test your spirit. There will be memories of exhaustion and doubt. These challenges are not meant to break you, but they are designed to make you emerge winners. In those moments, I would like you to remember the wisdom of the Native American people of the Ojibwe tribe. They popularly say, the strongest steel is forged in the hottest fire. In the words of William Shakespeare, one of the legendary English language writers of all times, I would like to conclude by saying, all is well that ends well. Madam Vice Chancellor, dear Dean, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, dear students, go forth, study hard, feel proud, and serve with humility. Congratulations, and may the journey be blessed for all of you. Thank you. Asante.
Thank you very much. What inspiring words. Are you stirred up? Uh-oh. Is that how you respond? Are you stirred up? To serve and learn by the standards of Barra University of Science and Technology, where success is, succeed we. Thank you very much, Professor Robert Tamkong, our dear Vice Chancellor. Today we have academic staff that have come to honor this 7th White Coat ceremony. Allow me to introduce the Head of Department of Nursing, Mr. Valence Niyonzima. Please stand up and wave. Your students must be looking out for you. That is your Head of Department. Head of Department Surgery, Dr. Felix Oyanya. Please. Mr. Simon Peter Rugera, Head of Department Medical Laboratory Science. We have Dr. Stephen Asimwe, Honorary Professor in the Department of Community Department, Faculty of Medicine. We have Dr. Gad Ruzaza, the historical, who has coordinated COBAs for all these years. I don't see him. He stepped out. We have Dr. Jonans Tusimire, the Deputy Dean, Faculty of Medicine. Dr. Kipto Joshua, who lectures in pharmacy and clinical pharmacy. Dr. Isiku John, thank you very much, who lectures in clinical pharmacy. Ladies and gentlemen, I told you about the importance of the oath. Has any of you ever taken an oath? Yes. Today we will get to know the significance of that, and I welcome our Principal Legal Officer, Counsel Timothy Mugumiandiana, to tell us about what taking an oath really means. You're welcome.
Yeah, thank you, Sheila. Today I'm donning your gown. We have our own gown, but today I'll don yours. Madam Vice Chancellor, the Dean Faculty of Medicine, members of Senate, members of top management, distinguished guests present, our dear first-year medical students, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Okay, my role is very simple. My role is to tell you the significance of taking an oath. And as we have found out, some of you have done this before. They say lawyers speak complicated, they say lawyers speak long, but they speak true. So I would ask you to listen, pay attention, and let's start off. So today marks a defining moment in your journey. The white coat that you're donning is not just a robe or a gown. Just like us lawyers, it's a very significant attire. It signifies purity. It signifies professionalism. You've heard from the previous speaker that the essence of putting on this robe or coat was specifically for you to look professional, but also act professional. You're going to take an oath as first-year medical students. It's going to be an oath that will conclude with another oath taken on your graduation day. In that oath, we expect you to act with integrity, to act as maybe mentors to the other students, because you're putting on something that separates you from other students, okay? For us as lawyers, when we're studying in law school, putting on the suit and putting on the gown would make a difference. I'm sure when you stand out there, there are many students who are very envious of you. So we would like you to signify this professionalism in everything that you do. Take the oath, take note that that oath is signifying purity, integrity, and professionalism. Okay? I'm going to make it so simple, because if I go so legal, you may not appreciate it. For example, I wouldn't want to find any of you in an examination malpractice case. Neither would we want to hear that you are stealing drugs from the medical hospital, or find you in any disrepute case. You get it? Be a symbol of purity for the rest of the students. Be a very good symbol that at the end of the day, by the time you graduate, when you're taking that final professional oath, you are proud to take it and you feel you've walked through. I hope I've been clear. As simple as possible. I told you, listen good. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Counsel Timothy. That was quick and straight to the point. I now welcome our dear Dean, Faculty of Medicine, who has seen remarkable achievements in the Faculty of Medicine and great transitions. We are glad to have you, and after you've spoken, you will welcome the Vice Chancellor to address us. You're welcome.
Okay. Good afternoon. Hello. A bite is on the way, so please
be expectant. Out of many things, the loudest clap came when food was mentioned. I was discussing with a friend of mine, Madam Vice Chancellor, and dear colleagues a few days ago, who is into politics, and he believes that if you want results, you have to become violent. And I remembered a proverb which I read, and I decided to give violence as the last alternative in sorting out issues. If you think violence will sort out everything, please be diligent when a mosquito lands on your government for men on your testes. You're all healthcare providers. If you think violence will sort things out, wait for that moment. Madam Vice Chancellor and dear colleagues, I'm very delighted to see this day dubbed the White Coat Ceremony happening at such a time. To the students who are being sensitized into the healthcare landscape or space, you will walk through this ecosystem for the next couple of years. But for today, it's important that as you come across this stage to receive your white coat, your journey in the healthcare world will begin or has begun. The practice of medicine and nursing and many other healthcare professions is an art, it's not a trade. It's a calling and not primarily a business. And I'm proud that you have chosen to answer that call. If you wanted to be a pure businessman or business lady, you wouldn't be here. You're here because there's a call beyond money, there's a call beyond fame. And that's the field or the fields you've come into. I remember when I was still a child, my picture of a healer was someone in a white coat. I didn't care whether they were cleaners or I did not know. But anyone in a white coat for me was a healer. And I still believe that even now there are people who think like me. We've had many cases in healthcare facilities where non-medical, non-healthcare people are respected the most, even beyond the nurses and the doctors. I was on call one day as a specialist, smaller than I am now, and I had a student who had a pot belly and was big, almost twice my weight. When I came in to take history from a patient, she insisted that I want to talk to the doctor. And I told her that I am the boss of all these people. She said, Ninyendoria Muhango, the other big one. He was a postgraduate student. So I had to call him and I told him, take history where you find issues, let me know. It was an uphill task for me to convince the mother that I am the teacher and the boss. There are people who will be trusted at face value more than you. Do not take offense. The white coat, in addition to what Professor Tamkong mentioned, as you take it on with seriousness today, it's a cloak of compassion. You listen to stories of patients who will come to your lab, who will come to you, and many of these stories will require compassion, empathy, care. The white coat from history, just like we've been explained to, is a standard of professionalism. It's an emblem. In addition, it's an emblem of trust. Now, trust is not demanded for. Trust is earned. If you ever find a nurse, a medical lab scientist, a pharmacist demanding to be trusted and respected, then you know there's a problem. Earn the trust. And in this long journey that you have started, please earn the trust. Don't just demand when you're not delivering results. Your patients, all they want from you is, are you able to help them? They do not want to know how many degrees you have, whether you are a local chief somewhere who has come to upgrade. All they want to know, are you able to help me? Are you able to listen to my story and put yourself into my shoes? As you listen to these patients coming to you, please be open-minded, have an open heart. And by the way, remember that your role is not only to provide medical care, but to offer comfort and reassurance, especially in times of uncertainty. They will come and you'll ask yourself, do I really have a solution for these people? Give them a listening ear. Give them an open heart. And they will trust you. So today's ceremony will give you a sense of identity as you walk across this campus. You can also feel it that you are somebody with that coat. Without it, you'll be lacking a few things. When the border people see you in a white coat, they will know that this is someone of importance to this nation. There are students who have been taken on borders for free because of the white coat. So that white coat may earn you dinner that day. So please respect it and be sure to put it on. Professor Tamkong made a big plea and a prayer. Prof, that prayer is answered. We are going to ensure that all these students and those ones who have not come dress appropriately. I know the students will not clap. We will find ways of enforcing it. Mbumusa is here, Mbupsa is here, then the Nursing Association is here. We'll work through your student leaders to make sure that these good things happen. You are not getting this court to walk in solitude. You'll need each other. You need to look out for your colleagues. You need to form teams that are going to support each other. It's a long journey, let me assure you. The journey has started. You'll get tired along the way, but please take courage. You are not the first one to walk this journey, neither will you be the last one. The good thing is that the curricula at MUST Faculty of Medicine, soon to be Faculty of Health Sciences and College of Health Sciences, are very exciting, and they will give you a good reason for you to stay tuned, for you to stay ambitious, and for you to stay working hard. Finally, I'll say it again, it's not a bed of roses. You're being introduced into the most important professions in the whole world. Most important. Don't ask me whether the lawyers or law, they constitute the most important professions. But I think they are also somewhat important. But for you, you're being introduced to the most important professions in the whole world. Carry yourself with integrity, with dignity. Do not lower your value. Let me give you an example. There are many people who apply to come to study these programs we are seeing here. 2,000 applicants, let's say for medicine. only able to pick 50. Then you have maybe 1,000 for nursing. You have another 1,000 for pharmacy. But we are only able to take the cream, and so you're the cream out of the many. So take it very seriously, and I know you'll succeed. A few pieces of advice. You may think that you has come here, you're the kadingo. You're not. You're the cream de la cream. There are people who are not able to make it, but you made it here. So please pinch yourself a little bit like this and say, I am a cream. Eh? Yeah. A few pieces of advice. One, as you walk through this journey, please embrace lifelong learning. The day you stop learning is the day you qualify to be buried. Let every day be a day for learning. 2, practice empathy, compassion. Put yourself in the shoes of the people you'll be taking care of. And number 3, take care of yourself. You're able to appropriate good care when you've taken care of yourself. You cannot pour from an empty cup. Equip yourself, acquire skills, but also take care of yourself physically. Let your mental health be optimized. Take care of yourself. Should you forget about yourself, then the patients are in danger. Take care of yourself. I've met students who are very unkempt. Nails are as long as from here to Kampala. The knee guinners they are putting on, it's like they've picked them from the dustbin. Take care of yourself. I asked one of them, and I said, will you be surprised if the girl says no to your proposal? And he said, why? I said, please look at yourself. If you were a girl, would you take you? Okay? There are girls also dressed in a way that is not appropriate for the profession that you've come in. Take care of yourself. People respect you the way you respect yourself. So you're very welcome to the most important professions in the whole world. I know that some of you will work from here, others out of Uganda, China, whatever. But we are happy to sensitize you and prime you into the different professions. I'll end it here. Succeed we must. For God and my country, let me take this rare privilege to invite our dear Vice Chancellor, the first female Vice Chancellor of MUST, who within her 1 year of being at MUST has pioneered so many things. And I'll mention one of them. She's led initiatives to construct the College of Health Sciences, which is starting this quarter. So please join your hands together with me to welcome Professor Pauline.
Thank you very much, our Dean, Professor Ngonzi Joseph, for the kind words. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, all of you. Good afternoon, all of you. Say it with some energy. Okay. So our deans and deputy dean present, the staff of the Faculty of Medicine of Mbarara University of Science and Technology, our guild president, who I see over there, distinguished guests, and most importantly, our esteemed students. Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon once again. I am so excited to be here with you this afternoon. It's with a heart full of joy and profound gratitude to God that I stand here this afternoon to address you, to celebrate this moment in your lives. It's a crucial moment in your lives. We are gathered here for the 7th edition of the white coat ceremony at Mbarara University of Science and Technology. This is a cherished tradition that marks the critical transition for you from the lecture halls of theoretical learning to the practical clinical learning, to the sacred halls of the clinical practice and patient care. I want to start by thanking Professor Tam Kong for having started up this white coat ceremony initiative at Mbarara University of Science and Technology. Thank you very much, Professor. And indeed, Mbarara University led and Makerere University followed. Thank you very much, and I thank the faculty for having continued the tradition. The Dean and the Faculty of Medicine, thank you very much for continuing this tradition. It's a very, very important tradition. Let us begin this celebration by thanking God for keeping us safe and healthy. We shouldn't take that for granted. Keeping us healthy, waking us up every day. Do you ever think about that physiology when you go into sleep? You're actually practically dead. But somehow, you wake up. Don't take it for granted. Some people don't actually wake up. So we thank God for keeping us alive, waking us up every day so that we can get to achieve some of these milestones. We thank God also for guiding us, giving us the wisdom. Professor Ngonzi said you've joined the most important professions and you're the creme de la creme, meaning God gave you wisdom. God gave you intelligence, because to become creme de la creme, you must have had very high intelligence quotients, very high understanding of the chemistry, biology, physics, mathematics to bring you to these professions. So let us thank God. We read in Isaiah chapter 40, verse 31. But those who hope in the Lord renew their strength. They will soar on wings like eagles. They will run and not grow weary. They will walk and not be faint. As we don our white coats, symbolizing compassion and care, we pray for continued guidance, empathy, and dedication, as well as wisdom, to soar high, to fly high, to gain wisdom, to be able to serve humanity. 32 years ago, I donned the white coat. Yes, 32 years ago, I got my very first white coat. And I have continued to wear it with pride. I have continued to enjoy the profession. I really never get tired of enjoying this profession. And if you asked me today and took me back to O level, I would still take the science. If you took me back to S6, I would still apply to come and to the university to take medicine as the choice, as the first choice for me, because it is so fulfilling to serve humanity. And I want to encourage you. The profession you have taken on is very, very fulfilling. As a medical student, when I wore this white coat, we used to walk from campus in Makerere down to Mulago every day to cross to campus, and we walk through the streets of Wandegea and would wear our coats. We really liked our coats. And the people in Wandegea would look at us and call us Basao and would feel good. Even until today, when I walk without my coat in Wandegea, they still remember my face. They remember our faces. And they will still call you Musao, those who are still living in Wandegea. They will still call you Musao as you walk through Wandegea. What I'm trying to tell you is you've joined a profession that is lifelong, a profession that you should enjoy. Today, we celebrate not just one, but the entire spectrum of the health professions gathered here, the students, the health professional students here, that make up the programs of our vibrant Faculty of Medicine. To the students of medicine, pharmacy, nursing, physiotherapy, pharmaceutical sciences, and those of the Master of Pharmacy in Clinical Pharmacy program, I say to you, welcome to this milestone. And indeed, as Professor Ngonzi said, you have joined one of the most important professions in the world. You are the threads that will be woven together to form the strong, resilient fabric of our healthcare system. And I'm glad you have come together from different disciplines, but coming together. This is a symbol of interprofessional collaboration. And as you grow, as you study, please ensure to maintain interprofessional collaboration, interprofessional education. Because when you qualify as a doctor, you will not be able to work without the nurse. You will not be able to work without a medical lab scientist. You won't work without the pharmacy or the physiotherapist. So I encourage you to keep this bond going. When you finish, as you know, there may not necessarily be jobs for you to be employed. But if you pick a nurse, a medical lab scientist, a physiotherapist, a pharmacist, a clinical pharmacist, a medical doctor, you can actually open up a practice and you can create your own job. So I want to encourage you to continue this bond and to continue thinking in terms of interprofessional collaboration. Since my colleague, Professor Tam Kong, has eloquently addressed the history and symbolism of the white coat itself, allow me to focus on the heart that must beat beneath the white coat. The white coat is a powerful symbol, but it's not a shield of invisibility. It's not a garment of superiority. I know you have been told that you have joined the most important profession, but you're not superior. And that should sink down in your hearts. When you finish, you're going to realize the reality of life, that actually being in the health profession does not make you superior. It only makes you more humble. And you should keep that humility. In the book of Luke chapter 10, we find the parable of the Good Samaritan. A man beaten and left for dead. He's passed by those who might have been expected to help, but they didn't help. But it was the Samaritan, the outsider, who had compassion on this man. And he went up to him, bound up his wounds, poured oil and wine, and set him on his own animal to transport him, brought him to an inn, and took care of him. He even paid for his continued care. And this is what you are signing up for. This story is more than a lesson in morality. It is a job description for us, for every one of you. You are being called to be the modern day Samaritans. You're going to encounter patients from all walks of life in their most vulnerable states, beaten down by illness, by fear, and pain. Your calling is to stop, to see the human being beyond the disease, to start your treatment plan with consideration of the patient with the disease, and not only the disease that the patient has. To have compassion, to use the oil and wine of your modern medical knowledge, to heal and to commit to the long-term care of your patients. Your white coat is a symbol of that commitment to stop, to care, and to take responsibility. It is a uniform of service. We also see in the gospel, according to Mark chapter 10, verse 45, that Jesus sets the ultimate example for all who lead and serve. For even the Son of Man did not come to be served, but he came to serve, and to give his life as a ransom for many. Let this be the ethos that defines your career. You are entering a life of service. The medical profession is not for you to make money, to become wealthy, but to serve. We can see other ways of making money and becoming wealthy, but not using your profession to the advantage of yourself becoming wealthy and the disadvantage of those that you care for. This path you have chosen is noble, but let no one deceive you. It is also extremely demanding. You will face long nights. You will see very complicated cases. I'll give you an example. One time, as a young medical officer, I was working in the emergency department of Mulago National Referral Hospital. Deep in the night, while on duty, a police truck came in, and they brought a lady who had been standing by the road in the evening with her about 5-year-old child. And a truck came and hit this lady, and it pulled her along the road and crushed her from below the hip joint to the toes. Both limbs were crushed, but she was still alive and bleeding profoundly. And here I was as a young medical officer, just completed internship, and I was supposed to save this young lady's life. And the 5-year-old was crying and looking at me saying, "Doctor, save my mother." So you're going to meet these kinds of cases. Moments of profound exhaustion. You can imagine the mental exhaustion you're going to get when you treat these patients, when you see these patients dying in your hands. The long nights of work, you're going to be exhausted. There'll be times when the science you have mastered so diligently reaches its limits and you don't know what to do. You're very lucky that you're coming up in the era of artificial intelligence. But even the artificial intelligence may not necessarily have the answer, practical answer for that patient, like the patient I had. It is in these moments that the foundation upon which you stand will be tested. Having said that, the white coat is a symbol, I have said, of the profession. But also, it protects you. And I want to encourage you to always wear it. And please, get long enough white coats, because these coats also protect you from infectious diseases. We did a study where we swabbed these coats, and we found that they contained so many bacteria. So take care where you place your white coat, where you take it, where you put it when you get home. Some of you get home, you might be a mother, you have a breastfeeding baby, you simply pick your baby to breastfeed with your white coat on. Some of you go into the dining rooms with these white coats. Some of you, go into public places with these white coats. Be careful where you take this coat, because you might be carrying the most dangerous bug. And now we know we are in the era of antimicrobial resistance. You might be carrying the excessively drug-resistant bug on your clinical coat. So be very careful how you treat this coat. As I speak to you today, I speak as the Vice Chancellor of Mbarara University, but knowing that I am also a medical doctor. Your academic and clinical training at Mbarara University of Science and Technology is giving you the tools to run, but it's also your faith, your values, and your character that will ensure that you do not grow weary. It will give you the strength to walk with a patient through a terminal diagnosis. It is very difficult to work with a patient with a terminal diagnosis, but you must prepare yourselves, because you're going to meet these patients with terminal diagnosis. You'll have to stand with the families in their moment of grief and to persevere when the outcome is not what you actually prayed for as a doctor. Sometimes patients will die in your hands on table during surgery, and you wonder what happened. You may not have answers. Sometimes this disappointment will hit you extremely hard. Ensure that you care for yourselves. I'm glad that Professor Ngonzi talked about this. Care for your physical health, care for your appearance, care for your mental health, to avoid the burnout that comes with the profession. Not to scare you, but this profession creates a lot of burnout. I used to work on the infectious diseases ward in Mulago Hospital during the height of the HIV pandemic. when there was little to offer, when the drugs had just come on, during the times when patients had severe opportunistic infections and they were dying. You come to the ward round, do a ward round, you see this patient, that patient, that patient, and you know that most likely 70% of them are going to be dead by tomorrow morning. You come back in the morning, and indeed, they are dead. You ask, where is this patient? He died at 2 a.m. This one at 3 a.m. This one at 4 a.m. Things are better now with antiretroviral therapy, but patients will still die in your hands. So I want to encourage you that you should take care of yourselves, your mental health, ensure that you develop ways to keep your mental hygiene really good. Do physical activities, sports, go to the gym, take a walk, do mindfulness, do meditation, listen to some good music, go out and have some fun responsibly so that you take care of yourself responsibly. Yes, have fun responsibly. And of course, enjoy campus. This is the time to enjoy your youth. You really must enjoy it. I must say I enjoyed my youth. I enjoyed it responsibly. So I want to caution you, enjoy, but enjoy responsibly. So as you receive your white coat today, I urge you to clothe yourselves with something even more important: compassion, kindness, humility, gentleness, and patience. Let your hands be healing hands. Let your words be words of comfort and truth. Let your heart be a heart of service. You don't have to be the most knowledgeable doctor to be the best doctor. You don't have to be the most knowledgeable nurse or medical lab scientist to be the best. I hope you get that clear. With adequate knowledge, and I said adequate knowledge, and access to reference books, as well as a combination of artificial intelligence, not copying, but facilitating your learning, and availability of seniors and colleagues to consult, the additional skill set above all that I have mentioned that sets you apart as an excellent health professional is the communication skills, the soft skills, the art of talking to patients with confidence, calmness, gentleness, and humility, reassuring them and giving them hope even during the time of their dying moment. Giving them hope that may not necessarily be hope for a cure, but hope for life after death, and hope in their death moment. And this is holistic, and this is what hospice and palliative care teaches us. Looking after the patient in a holistic way, to give them hope, to ensure you alleviate their pain and suffering. Make sure no patient is left suffering in pain. Alleviate their pain, call for spiritual healing or spiritual comfort, call for their religious leaders at the time of dying, and ensure that these patients die comfortably if they have to die. I want to talk a little more about humility. Sorry for my long talk. About humility. Above all, I encourage you to be very humble. Very humble. I know that these days strikes seem to be an in thing for young people, but I want to discourage you from the strikes. One might ask, oh, we saw you on a picture during a strike. Yes, I once led not the strike, but negotiations after a strike. I want to get that clear. Yes, the medical doctors declared a strike. I did not declare the strike, but I had to negotiate to ensure that both parties came out of the strike well. But I want to discourage you. I know that in the next few years, you're going to be interns. Interns are always threatening strikes. I want to discourage you from those strikes. Instead, I want to encourage you to learn better negotiation skills, better soft skills to negotiate your ways out of that. Even here at the university, please do not strike. If you have a problem, come and let us negotiate so that we get out of that predicament. Now to talk about humility. This morning, as I was going through my WhatsApp, somebody had posted, and I'll read it. Now I, Nebuchadnezzar, praise and exalt and glorify the King of heaven, because everything he does is right and all his ways are just. And those who walk in pride and those who walk in pride, he is able to humble. And they quoted Daniel 4:37. Recognize God's goodness. King Nebuchadnezzar had been boasting that it was by his power that the great city of Babylon had been built. Even while he was speaking, God said, Nebuchadnezzar, this day you lost the kingdom. And he asked, why is it that? God will not share his glory. If you're going to claim it's your own, as though it was by your own ability or strength, he will step away with consequences. And here I'm bringing this up to try and inculcate the spirit of humility in you as health professionals. Sometimes health professionals become very proud and arrogant, and they think the sun rises and sets on them. They are the mightiest. For 7 years, Nebuchadnezzar lost his throne and his sanity. Basically, God was punishing him. What's interesting is that when Nebuchadnezzar changed his mind and realized that it was God who had given him the favor, that it was God who had promoted him, he humbled himself and spoke softly. My power, my might. Now he was saying, I praise the King of heaven. Instead of taking the credit, he started giving God the credit. And when he did this, God gave him another chance and put him back in power. When you're constantly giving God the honor and credit for what he has done, there is no limit to how high you will go. So humble yourselves to serve humanity. As doctors, as nurses, as medical lab scientists, physiotherapists, pharmacists, humble yourselves to serve humanity. Do not go extorting money from patients, saying, you know what, I can open up your abdomen and sew you back. Give me this money. That will not take you anywhere. Humble yourselves to serve humanity. There's an outcry of ethics and professionalism in this country amongst health professionals. Everybody is crying. Everywhere you go, they are saying, you doctors, what happened to you? What happened to the profession? You nurses, the midwives are beating up mothers in the labor ward. They're asking, what happened to you people? Let us be humble. Let us be kind. Let us put on our coats of ethics and professionalism to serve humanity. I know some or many of you may already be thinking about making money and becoming wealthy. From my practice, I have learned that the medical profession will not make you wealthy. And sorry if I'm disappointing you. You will not become wealthy from this profession. You will live comfortably. You'll be able to buy food, pay fees, build a house, but you'll not become wealthy. This does not mean you shouldn't strive to make the money or become wealthy. It simply means you need to be ethical, serve the profession, serve humanity to the best of your ability. There are other ways to make money. As you pursue your career in the health professions, you can set up another business on the side for passive income that will make for you the money as you truly serve humanity. So don't go extorting money from patients. To the teachers, supervisors, and mentors here today, I want to thank you sincerely for the great work that you do. Let us give them a big round of applause. Thank you very much for your sacrifices, for your support, for your encouragement. You are the ones in these young people's lives. Professor Ngonzi, I recognize that you are truly, truly very famous amongst the young people. And I want to thank you for the work that you do amongst young people. That is mentorship. You can see how humble he is. He can open you up when you're pregnant in obstructed labor, get out that baby, sew you back, and the baby will survive, and you'll also survive. But see how humble he is. He is very humble. And that is the kind of humility that you need to take on. To you, our students, the class of the future healthcare professionals, I say this: wear your white coat with dignity and humility. Honor the trust that has been placed in you. by selection to come to the health professions education, strive for clinical excellence, but never ever at the expense of humanity. May God bless you as you carry on with your education. May He grant you wisdom beyond your years, strength for the journey, and a compassionate heart that sees His image in every patient you serve. May God bless Mbarara University of Science and Technology and bless the works of our hands also as administrators and as teachers, mentors, and supervisors. Thank you very much for listening to me, and succeed we must.
Another round of applause for our Vice Chancellor. Thank you so much for the wise words that you have given us this afternoon. And I believe each of you has taken something by heart. Our Vice Chancellor in the last 12 months has done great strides for MUST. There's renewed energy among the staff and students. We have increased our financial muscle as a university. We are soon to have the groundbreaking of the College of Health Sciences, as the Dean said. And we are soon starting the Faculty of Agriculture, Environment, and Veterinary Sciences. Let's give her a round of applause. Thank you so much, our dear VC. Are you in the house? Okay. Can I feel Master of Pharmacy in Clinical Pharmacy? Uh-oh. All right, there they are. Bachelor of Medicine and Bachelor of Surgery. Bachelor of Pharmacy are in the house. Let's feel the vibe. They are so disciplined. They just wave gently. That's nice. Bachelor of Nursing, where are you? Yes. Bachelor of Physiotherapy, where are you? Bachelor of Pharmaceutical Sciences. They are eating. Bachelor of Medical Laboratory Science. Yes, that is very nice. Our Vice Chancellor, let us allow me to recognize our Guild President, Mr. Lucky Ariho Rabturumba. Please stand up. They want to see you. These are freshers. Some don't know you. We have the Guild Minister for Disability Affairs, Honorable Bernard Owori. Owori, thank you for coming. We have our Guild Speaker, Honorable Elvis Ayebare. And we have the different heads of student associations. Where are you? Are you in the house? Yes, please stand up. Thank you so much for coordinating the students' affairs. We appreciate the work you put in. Allow me to recognize the faculty administrator, Ms. Sophie Tusingwire, and your team, Christine, Lydia, Fiona, Doreen. Thank you so much for the work you do for Faculty of Medicine. Ladies and gentlemen, the time we've been waiting for is now. The time for taking the oath. I invite the Dean. Is the time we've been waiting for the oaths or for the eats? For the oaths. I welcome you, our dear Dean, to take us through taking of the oaths. He will work with the Deputy Dean. He will read out a program, and then the students will stand. You will have your papers ready, and he will read. You will take the oath, and then another program will be read till all of them are done. Then we will have the quoting ceremony later.
Um, I know there is a lot of excitement. I don't know where it's coming from, but I can read from the faces that some of you are lucky to receive dinner today. Even tomorrow, if you can pass by office, you'll find Dr. Jonans. He can offer you better dinner. Admin, if there are some excess bites, please take care of some of us who will struggle to find what to eat tonight. So please pocket what you are able to pocket and go down with it. You can even carry for your girlfriend and boyfriend. We are going to have the oaths. When they mentioned Rabuturumba, I'm just trying to take some time as you finish eating the best meal for today. When they mentioned Rabuturumba, I had Rabuturumba, oh yeah! Rabuturumba. You promised so many things we are yet to see, but you've done a lot. So I'm standing here with my colleague, Dr. Jonans. We work like twins. If you get a word from Jonans and you come to me, I will not refute it, and vice versa. So even now, Dr. Jonans is going to take us through the oaths. And have you eaten, by the way? Yes. Okay. Yeah, there's one there from the Vice Chancellor. That one has many blessings. Okay, so over to you, Dr. Jonans. I think we are going to ask all of you to take off your coats. And it's the moment of truth to see who's putting on a vest under the coat. But please do not look aside at your neighbor. Because you may be surprised at what you see. But most importantly, please, let's take off our coats and keep an eye on your food as you take off your coat. Yeah, please do. We'll be getting into a moment of coating. Okay? Yeah, please do. Some of you have borrowed them. I see they are not fitting well. But we'll assume they belong to you. Okay, please do. And Dr. Jonans will take us through the oath. Yeah. Are you ready? Do you need help for taking off the coats? You can ask your neighbor. Okay. Dr. Jonans.
Our Vice Chancellor and all distinguished guests, the students, can we all sit down in a minute? Through you, our dear Vice Chancellor, I would like to request all those admitted for the program of Bachelor of Medicine and Bachelor of Surgery to stand up for your oath. We'll ask you to raise your right hand as you repeat these words after me, or as you respond to the words after me. Do you, as a newly admitted student of the Bachelor of Medicine and Bachelor of Surgery program of Mbara University of Science and Technology, solemnly pledge that you will exercise your profession to the best of your knowledge and ability for the safety and welfare of all persons entrusted to your care, that you will not knowingly or intentionally do anything or administer anything to them to their hurt or prejudice, that you will not improperly divulge anything you have learned in your professional capacity, that you will not employ any secret method of treatment, nor keep secret from your colleagues any method of treatment that you may consider beneficial, that you will not advertise yourself nor permit yourself to be directly or indirectly advertised, that in your relations with your colleagues, you will conduct yourself as expected of a future member of the honorable profession of medicine. Thank you. You have completed your oath. Congratulations and welcome to MAST. Now, allow me, through you, Vice Chancellor, to request all those students admitted for the Bachelor of Pharmacy to raise up and take your oath. May you please raise your right hand and repeat or respond after me. Do you, as the newly admitted student of the degree of Bachelor of Pharmacy of Mbara University of Science and Technology, vow that you will devote your professional life to the service of all mankind through the profession of pharmacy? I'm going to ask again. Do you, as the newly admitted student of the degree of Bachelor of Pharmacy of Mbara University of Science and Technology, vow that you will devote your professional life to the service of all humankind through the profession of pharmacy, that you will consider the welfare of humanity and relief of human suffering your primary concerns, that you will apply your knowledge, experience, and skills to the best of your ability to assure optimal drug therapy outcomes for the patients you serve, that you will keep abreast of developments and maintain professional competency in your profession of pharmacy, that you will maintain the highest principles of moral, ethical, and legal conduct, that you will embrace and advocate change in the profession of pharmacy that improves patient care, that you will take these vows, voluntarily with the full realization of the responsibility you are entrusted by the public. Thank you and congratulations. You've finished the oath. You can take your seats. For those who may not be aware, I'm the president of the Pharmaceutical Society of Uganda. And so as I witness this, I'm going to report to the council that the students have taken the oath and will have copies in your files. So through you, Vice Chancellor, allow me to request all those students admitted for the Bachelor of Nursing Science, both direct and completion, to raise and take their oath. The principal legal officer has reminded me that you must be able to actually respond, and we hear you. Otherwise, it means you have absconded from the oath. So please raise your right hand and respond after me. Do you, as the newly admitted student of the degree of Bachelor of Nursing Science from Barrow University of Science and Technology, solemnly pledge before God and the presence of this assembly that you will pass your life in purity and practice your profession faithfully, that you will abstain from whatever is deleterious and mischievous, and will not take or knowingly administer any harmful drug, that you will do all in your power to maintain and elevate the standard of your profession, and will hold in confidence all personal matters committed to your keeping and family affairs coming to your knowledge in the practice of your calling, that you will endeavor to promote interprofessional collaboration and devote yourself to welfare of those committed to your care. Thank you so much and congratulations. Welcome to MAST. We expect everyone who has taken the oath to sign it and hand it over to the faculty admin for filing on your record. So through you, Vice Chancellor, may I also request the students admitted to the Bachelor of Medical Laboratory Science, both direct and completion, to raise and take your oath. Please respond after me. Raise your hand, right hand. Do you, as a newly admitted student of the degree I hope your right hand is still up. So do you, as a newly admitted student of the degree of Bachelor of Medical Laboratory Science from Barrow University of Science and Technology, solemnly pledge to consecrate your life to the service of humanity, that you will preserve the dignity and privacy of and others, that you will lead your life and practice your profession in uprightness and honor, that you will exercise your profession solely for the benefit of humanity and perform no act for a criminal purpose, that you will be loyal to the profession of medical laboratory science, that you will maintain and promote standards of excellence in performing and advancing the art and science of medical laboratory technology, that you will seek to establish cooperative and respectful working relationships with other health professionals, that you will make these promises solemnly, freely, upon your honor. Thank you very much and congratulations. Welcome to Faculty of Medicine at MAST. And now, through the Vice Chancellor, may I request all those admitted for the Bachelor of Physiotherapy, both direct and completion, to rise and take your oath. Bachelor of Science in Physiotherapy. We request you to raise your right hand as you respond to these words. Do you, as a newly admitted student of the degree of Bachelor of Physiotherapy of Barrow University of Science and Technology, solemnly pledge that you will practice physiotherapy to the best of your ability and for the safety of all persons entrusted to your care, and that you will demonstrate integrity, truth, humility, and love in all your interactions with patients and colleagues, that you will recognize your limitations, be accountable for all your actions, not indulge in any form of malpractice, and enhance your practice through lifelong learning, that you will not advertise yourself, nor allow yourself to be directly or indirectly advertised. You will value the lives of patients as your own. That you will value the lives of patients as your own, that you will do no harm to another human, and will work holistically to the improvement of the quality of life of all your patients, that you will share knowledge with colleagues and patients freely, that you will not hide any treatment given to patients from your colleagues, and that you will work to improve the global practice of physiotherapy. So with honor and pride, and in the presence of this assembly, you will commit yourself to this profession of physiotherapy and the provision of proper, ethical, and just care to those entrusted to you. Thank you and congratulations. You've taken the oath. Welcome to Mass. Now through you, Vice Chancellor, again, I would like to request all those admitted for the program of Bachelor of Science in Physiotherapy, rather in Pharmaceutical Sciences, to rise and take your oath. So here we request you as a student to raise your hand, right hand, and place the left one on the chest. I don't know how we are going to keep holding it. Yes. Yeah. So raise your right hand, and your left hand should be as close as possible to your chest, because we know you are holding the oath. Yeah? So please respond to these words. Do you, as a newly admitted student of the degree of Bachelor of Pharmaceutical Sciences of Mbara University of Science and Technology, pledge that you will strive to develop and provide safe, effective, and quality pharmaceutical products and therapies, that you will conduct yourself with honesty, integrity, transparency, and ethically in all aspects of your work, that you will adhere to all applicable laws, regulations, and guidelines governing pharmaceutical sciences, research, and development, that you will continually seek opportunities to enhance your professional knowledge and expertise to contribute to the advancement of the field, that you will conduct research and innovation with rigor and integrity, striving for excellence in scientific inquiry and discovery, that you will foster collaboration and teamwork, recognizing the value of contributions of colleagues, healthcare professionals, and researchers from diverse backgrounds in advancing healthcare, that you will uphold ethical principles in conducting research, ensuring and respecting the integrity of data, ethically and accurately reporting and disseminating research findings, that you recognize and address healthcare disparities, working towards equitable access to healthcare and pharmaceutical interventions, that you take these vows willingly with profound dedication and in the spirit of service to humanity. Thank you and congratulations. Welcome to Master once again. So I think we have one more program, which is the Master of Pharmacy in Clinical Pharmacy, and we request you to also rise and take your oath. Please raise your right hand, and since you do not have anything in your hands, you can place the left on the on your chest, close to your heart. So do you, as a newly admitted student of the degree of Master of Pharmacy in Clinical Pharmacy of Mbara University of Science and Technology, vow that you will devote your professional life to the service of humankind through the profession of pharmacy? That you will consider the welfare of humanity and relief of human suffering your primary concerns? I'm going to ask again. That you will consider the welfare of humanity and relief of human suffering your primary concerns? That you will apply your knowledge, experience, and skills to the best of your ability to assure optimal drug therapy outcomes for the patients you serve? That you will keep abreast of developments and maintain professional competency in your profession of pharmacy? That you will maintain the highest principles of moral, ethical, and legal conduct? That you will embrace and advocate change in the profession of pharmacy that improves patient care? That you take these vows voluntarily with the full realization of the responsibility you are entrusted by the public? Thank you and congratulations. Welcome back to Mass. Thank you. Through you, Vice Chancellor, I would like to confirm that all the students of the programs in the Faculty of Medicine have taken their oath, and they are now officially students of the Faculty of Medicine. Thank you.
Let's appreciate Dr. Jonans Tusimire. Thank you very much. Now that the oaths are done, we are starting the coating ceremony. You will arrange your white coat on your left hand, smartly showing the MAST logo. I hope they have MAST logos. Do they have? The VC will see. And then we will call a program. You walk the way you're seated. The lecturers will be standing here. So when you reach, stand in front of them, facing in front. They will dress you up. You turn, quickly have a handshake, walk to the Vice Chancellor, make a bow, and return to your seats. Have you understood? No. Are your white coats on your left hand? That's the first step. Are we seeing the MAST logo? Some we are not. Not yet. So when we say Master of Pharmacy in Clinical Pharmacy, they will walk right here in front. Others will be waiting. When the first batch is done, the others will come. But let us be a little quick. You reach right here, face in front. They coat you. They dress you up. Turn, give a handshake with a smile, professional smile. Walk straight to the Vice Chancellor, make a bow, and go back to your seat. I welcome our dear lecturers to lead this. Please, all of you, you can come so that we will take less time. Do we want a demonstration? You're so sharp. You should already know. You're all welcome, our heads of departments, yes, our dean. Stand right there. Yeah. Let's make a straight line. You want to be here? Each. Okay. Where? Push. No, you. No, keep on. Okay, the first one, take you a picture. Dean, please pause there. 1, 2, 3, it's done. All right. So Clinical pharmacy, Master of Pharmacy in Clinical Pharmacy, please come majestically, walking each of you to one of the lecturers, stand facing the front. They dress you well. Cooperators, they dress you. Turn and give a smile. The others can stay slightly there. Okay, our dear academic staff, please dress your students. Bachelor of Surgery, please be ready. You can already stand up. Let's save time. Your efforts paid off. It's a new chapter now for you. Do you realize people have very fitting coats? I wonder how they'll be in third year. More students, please keep coming. Come, let's save time. But the bowing is from a corner. You're all welcome for the quoting.
responsibilities therein. Congratulations. Bachelor of Medicine and Bachelor of Surgery, kindly stand up for the sealing of your oath. Raise your hand and place your left hand on your chest. Having recited your solemn oath, outlining the principles and duties of your chosen profession, do you wholeheartedly accept and commit to uphold the standards and responsibilities therein? Congratulations. Bachelor of Pharmacy, kindly stand up for the sealing of your oath. Raise your right hand and place your left hand on your chest. Having recited your solemn oath, outlining the principles and duties of your chosen profession, do you wholeheartedly accept and commit to uphold the standards and responsibilities therein? Congratulations. Bachelor of Nursing, kindly stand up for the sealing of your oath. Raise your hand and place your left hand on your chest. Having recited your solemn oath, outlining the principles and duties of your chosen profession, do you wholeheartedly accept and commit to uphold the standards and responsibilities therein? Congratulations. Bachelor of Physiotherapy, kindly stand up for the sealing of your oath. Raise your right hand and place your left hand on your chest. Having recited your solemn oath, outlining the principles and duties of your chosen profession, do you wholeheartedly accept and commit to uphold the standards and responsibilities therein? Do you wholeheartedly accept and commit to uphold the standards and responsibilities therein? Congratulations. Bachelor of Pharmaceutical Sciences, kindly stand up for the sealing of your oath. Raise your right hand and place your left hand on your chest. Having recited your solemn oath, outlining the principles and duties of your chosen profession, do you wholeheartedly accept and commit to uphold the standards and responsibilities therein? Congratulations. Bachelor of Medical Laboratory Sciences, kindly stand up for the sealing of your oath. Raise your right hand and place your left hand on your chest. Having recited your solemn oath, outlining the principles and duties of your chosen profession, do you wholeheartedly accept and commit to uphold the standards and responsibilities therein? Congratulations.
A big hand clap for our Vice Chancellor, for our staff, and to all of you, congratulations. Let us all stand for anthems, and then we will take photos per program. We are taking the anthems. We start with, yes, MUST East Africa and Uganda. We have come to the end of today's white coat ceremony. A big round of applause for each of you. I now invite our Vice Chancellor and our lecturers to take your seats. Then we'll start as the programs are, Bachelor of Medicine and Bachelor of Science of Surgery. You stand right behind the Vice Chancellor, and then we'll